Hi again, you guys. I want to make this video in response to the Connecticut school shooting because that's something that's kind of a big issue right now. And first, I'd like to say it's extremely sad. Obviously, um, you know, it's always sad when things like this happen to children. Their lives are cut short. It's sad when it happens to anyone, but children being so innocent and so unsuspecting and obviously innocent. They didn't not they're just so they're still developing in the world, and they're so young. Like, if someone, I have a little brother that went to an elementary school a year ago. He just graduated. Someone went into his school and like killed him. I'd be distraught. So it's extremely disappointing and saddening, and my heart goes out to the families. It really does. I know that doesn't help them in any way, probably, but it really does. It's extremely unfortunate. Um, you know, there's really nothing else to say. It's a it's a really sad topic. Um, but I guess since it's gonna happen, since that's the trend of people lately, I'm gonna bring gun politics into this because a lot of people are gonna do it on the political uh, spectrum. That's what's gonna happen because that's what's been happening with all these shootings coming one after another. It seems um, these mass shootings of 20 plus people dying. Um, and I have to say, I'm not really on either side. Um, at first, for me, conventional wisdom was take the guns away, right? Because without the guns, maybe these mass shootings wouldn't happen. You know, and by without the guns, I mean without the guns, it's so easily accessible, and just really hitting them out to anyone. It's so easy to get a gun in some places. It's just it's like going to get like candy. You just, oh yeah, I want that AK-47. Oh yeah, here, take this RPG too. It's like that's well, this isn't a guerrilla warfare situation. Like, these people don't need guns. So that was my initial response to the thing was, oh, but they'll get it in the black market anyway. I'm like, well, then we gotta shut that shit down too. That's a problem. We have to work on that too. Like, but giving them guns legally isn't gonna help the problem. It's not like people, and there's always, that, oh, we have to defend ourselves from, intruders or whatever. I'm like, well, that's vigilante justice. And we, obviously, for, obvious reasons, shouldn't be promoting vigilante justice. I.e., people taking the law into their own hands and saying, I'm gonna go kill whatever bastard, or, you know, you feel unsafe, get a security guard. You can't afford one, tough luck. I mean, and if someone's crazy running around with a gun shooting people, like, how is more guns gonna help? That's not gonna help anything. That's just more violence, and we should not encourage that. So that was my initial argument against guns. Was obviously having more guns isn't gonna solve the problem. That just seems like that's an idiotic opinion. But and then I started taking a look at the actual statistics, which I have to admit, a lot of people with the opinion that I just expressed kind of ignore some of the actual statistics regarding gun violence internationally, and in countries like the Nordic countries, Sweden, Norway, etc. Their gun laws are extremely lax. Like, there's like little to like no regulation. You want a rifle? Go ahead, get one. It's not an issue. They get their guns, they pack their guns, they do whatever they want to do with their guns, and their gun death ratio is extremely low. Like, well, especially compared to our country, like, they barely have any, like, they don't have any kind of gun problem, you know. But then you have other statistics showing in other countries that have extremely high gun um, or higher, not extremely high, but higher gun regulation that have fewer deaths also than the United States. So honestly, that leads me to believe that this whole situation is a cultural problem. What do I mean by that? I mean, we just have crazier people. We're spawning more, um, we're just spawning more murderers. Why is that? I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure that out. But that does seem to be the case. And, the people kill people thing is true. You know, um, I mean, it does have merit in the sense that, if you have more crazies, you can have more deaths. That's pretty basic. Um, so so yeah, there you go. I'm pretty sure it's the culture. I first heard that from Michael Moore, a guy that I respect personally. A lot of people don't like him, but I don't know why. The guy's extremely. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders. He makes great movies. He's a very smart guy, from what I hear of him. So so yeah, I totally agree with Michael Moore in the sense that it's our culture. It's the people. It's there's something with our culture, and you can see in you can sort of see it in our obsession with rifles. It's almost like we have a gun fetish in this country where we just love our guns, and if you try to take away our guns, we're gonna rip our heads off. Like that's it's strange. It's weird. Like in Sweden, they use guns mostly for hunting. They don't have the same obsession with protecting themselves. Oh my God, I have to protect myself from if someone comes, I have to, like it's calm down. You don't need a gun for that. Like, and they know they're like, okay, we're just gonna use the guns for hunting, and that's what we're gonna do. They're just not, and they're not obsessing over that. Um, and let me see, and, just based on what I hear in the Nordic countries, their quality of life just seems a lot, it seems a lot better. It seems much more relaxed. Um, just way better. Uh, I think that translates into more deaths also. Just what's life like in that region? Is it stressful? Is it um is it uh particularly uh j- hard on a certain population or a certain demographic of people? Is it great? Is it extremely relaxing? Yet people are still getting shot for no reason. Then you could make the case that, hey, yeah, maybe we should take these guns away because these people don't really have any kind of influence for going on these rampages, but they do it anyway. Like so. Yeah, I mean, I'm convinced that it's the culture in this country. It's definitely there's something wrong with us. It seems like such a such an obvious statement that there's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with the human race. There's something wrong with the United States. The people here, I think it's because of the political environment and how our politics is such a joke. But people try to make it like they ignore it like we actually have a say when it's so obvious we don't. Um, and when people try to make that known, they try to, bury their heads in the sand and cover their ears like, no, 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 I don't hear it. And I can't help but feel like that's a contributing factor. The fact that we obviously have uh, very little control over our lives in this country. And I'm gonna try to wrap this video up because it's reaching 10 minutes. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with reasons as to why our culture seems to just be more manic and unstable than others like the Nordic countries. But all right, I guess I'll wrap this video up. That shooting is just tragic. It's so tragic. Like I said, my heart goes out to those families. The guy needs to be brought to justice. Obviously, that's a given. Um, and he could have killed anyone. He would have needed to be brought to justice. He needs to be brought to justice because that's why we have a justice system. Bring him in. Um, and this is so sad. I guess I'll leave it at that. See you guys. Um, really sorry again for those victims, and hopefully we can get this gun situation resolved. Peace.